and to shed more light about the foreign minister's participation in the African Union Peace Summit held in Ethiopian capital. We are joined over the phone with the international relations expert, Dr. Islam Darwish. Good afternoon, sir.
Sorry, Dr. Mohamed Mukhtar.
Excuse me, I couldn't get you.
Yeah, no problem, no problem.
Excuse me, I couldn't hear you, please.
Dr. Mohamed Mukhtar.
Dr. Mohamed Mukhtar, I really apologize for this.
No problem, no problem.
Dr. Mohamed Mukhtar, the title, please.
Yeah, international relations expert. So exactly,
yes,
exactly.
Good afternoon, sir. We are shedding more light on the activities of the participation also of the foreign minister in the African Union affairs, chaired the informal consultations that is held by the African Union's Peace Council. So how do you weigh Egypt's role in preserving security and peace in the Black Continent?
Of course, a very initially important time related to that was starting Dr. Badr Abdel Ati, our peace council related to that, and starting to solving the problems which has been suffering from it this couple of 2 years ago, especially for Sudan and other special files related to Africa files. Related to the National Security Council.
Yes.
Starting from today, for the first priority to managing and directing by Egypt this month related to this council to be finalize a solution related to Sudan and fixing this problem as soon and to have a stable and returning back to the peace of Sudanian people and to be sure to stopping war immediately as it's good. And I believe there is also some announcements and some reports from Sudan president that related to that files that these files would be gonna solving soon. I believe it's a matter of very short term to be hearing to closing that. And again, this show how deep Egypt was have visions and missions related to Africa. And we was very well preparing for that from the starting, and not wait to be directing the National Security Council. We was moving in this file before that happening, or before this crisis happening, to have stability and have peace in Africa, and more working in several ways related to that files, and also pushing the developments of Africa different to the African needs.
Yes, Dr. Islam, Dr. Mukhtar, also Foreign Minister Abdel Ati reiterated Egypt's unwavering position in supporting of Sudan's unity. So my question is that to what extent would the political solution succeed in returning stability in Sudan and ending the conflicts?
It's very important to have this solution by politically and internally from Sudan themselves, and to be taking the own decision related to that. And as you know that Egypt was the first behind related to this crisis since it happened. Now all the gate is opening to most of Sudanian was living with us here in Egypt and supporting in several ways to sending food, medicine, all the requirements and all the requirements needs related to that to them. As we was in the same parallel with Gaza, we was working in the same thing related to Sudanian, and we was working in also in the political way on the several conferences and several meetings abroad, whether internally or internationally, to support the Sudan peoples to solving these issues, and was sitting with both. I mean, both sides what happened related to this crisis to finalize the solutions, and until it become to the rhythm actions what's happening in the other back from the police actions,
yes.
Which been directing this crisis and these issues.
Yes.
And Dr. Badr Abdel Ati was believed the solution is become from Sudanian itself. And the solution is stopping war, then sitting on the conference and put the political issues and procedures and policy to getting back to peace, and then see what the Sudan needs from the people of the Sudanians to take them decisions by their own, not from other or any other country be involved in that.
Yes.
And say several times, it's the Sudani files is a very red light for Egyptian things, and it's a matter of national security related to Egypt and also for Africa.
Yes, Dr. Mohamed Mukhtar Darwish, Egypt have asserted its full solidarity with the Sudanese people. So how do you assess Egypt's supportive stance towards Sudan as its security links with the Egyptian one?
Egypt supporting Sudan in several things, in very opening links related by training, supporting the army, supporting in the police needs, supporting everything related to the Sudanian wants and requirements, and to have several people to come to training, to have also upgrading peoples to getting to managing Sudanian again when they're getting back to Sudan, and supporting all the needs of that, and was opening all the Sudanians to believing with Egyptian as the same them are Egyptian. And we see that of the life internally in Egypt, and never stop supporting any decisions directed by Sudanian people themselves, not by any others or requirements from others, and refused all the proposal which coming to Egypt government, of course, President Abdel Sisi refused any initial things not against Sudan, and believe that Sudan's file is a very, very important file for Egyptian and Africa, and he believes that the solutions become internally, and believe that Sudan is able to do themselves by supporting, not being directing the country by any other countries from outside.
Yes. Dr. Mukhtar, Egypt presides over the Peace and Security Council during February. How do you evaluate Egypt's commitment to Africa's issues within consultations of the African Union?
Of course, it's a very important question that show that you was preparing, as I mentioned before, and you was already on the earth, know what's going on in that files, and you believe on what the needs, and this is it's a gaining for the effort which is being started by Dr. Badr Abdel and our President Abdel Fattah Sisi, His Excellency Dr. President Abdel Sisi, and also all the efforts related to Sudan and all the African requirements, and this is show how you was being respecting your efforts by all the African Union. And everybody in African Union, I mean most of the countries, believe that we have a power and authority by Egypt, and Egypt is the solution, and the commitment is a key for any solution related to the African files. By having using the politicals, using also the diplomatic side, using communication, and have all experience and knowledge, and of course globalization, have the globalization. I mean, it's just not our commitment, Egyptian commitment, not working internally just in Africa, it's working abroad. And you become, I mean, Egypt has become a key of the peace around the world to finalize any solution of things, starting by Egypt.
Yes. Dr. Mukhtar, Foreign Minister Abdel Ati also held meetings with his African counterparts on the sidelines of the conference. How would the talks help in boosting ties and also enhancing the coordination over regional files of common interest and concern with the African partners?
Dr. Badr Abdel Ati has mentioned all the requirements, or what is the planning for Egypt this coming during this month, during the National Security Council's requirements, and the visions of Egypt related to manage this part of time, and all the topics of the important files related to Africa, related to that, and try to find the solution dedicated this period of time was managed by Egyptians, I mean Egypt government, to finalize and salute all the things related to that. And he also highlight the solution is become by peace. The solution also want more development for Africa, and he insists to more cooperating with internationally, but not to be involved in what's going internally in Africa, just being by cooperation and development of also using API, using logistics, and then was have a planning related to that. And he mentioned all the requirements related to our vision to manage this coming of period of time. I mean, this period of 1 month, for coming 1 month futures planning for Egypt.
Yes. My last question is, how do you see the economic and also the security cooperation taking place between Egypt and the African countries during the past years?
Of course, it's the image for one coin, you know, but exactly the solutions for Africa. And I'm keeping saying that Africa is a piece of jewel, but you know how to use it, you know how to manage it and directing. And this was the image of and the planning and the vision of Egypt. And also the solutions become for increasing more economy, increasing projects, make stability in Africa. This is very important file, and this was our concentration related to that, and cooperation internationally with all the international approach or over overseas countries to dedicate it and supporting in Africa to passing what's happening in it during this past of years, last 3 or 5 years ago, to finalize it again, to put in the agenda of 2036 related to Africa.
Yes, I thank you very much for your time. Thank you also for your valuable information, Dr. Mohamed Mukhtar Darwish, the international relations expert. We really had the pleasure to have this phone with you. Ladies and gentlemen, a short break and I'm going to be back with you.